quick release hubs.
What are we doing today, Austin?
We're doing steering wheel hub, cruise control relocation bracket, and quick release on Maxwell's 350Z convertible. The fact that it's convertible means this should be awesome for you guys to see it as we install it, because doing this in a coupe might be a little more difficult. And this is gonna be fun. I've never removed a steering wheel before, and I'm doing the whole line. I've never removed a steering wheel on any car.
Screwdriver into the airbag.
Right. Speaking of airbag, first thing we're gonna do is disconnect the battery. There actually is no real reason why it should go off removing it, unless you just have a cluster of wiring that goes bad. But we're gonna remove it just in case, or disconnect the battery just in case. And we'll go from there. I don't know, come along with this journey, because I don't know how it's gonna go. So remove that guy, and I need a 10 mil. This is a really clean engine bay. Oh no, Dave. It's a rev up. You like how I grabbed the biggest wrench I could find for the tiniest job?
Isn't that usually the idea? You have to compensate.
Disconnect method, let the car sit for half an hour. This will allow power to drain out and prevent the airbag from potentially going off. Half an hour.
12 seconds later.
It's been 30 minutes. All right, I have a thin flathead screwdriver. There's two covers, one here and one on the other side. And we're just going to pop that little guy out like that. And then redo the one on the other side. Lose that one too. And then these are security screws in here. So you gotta make sure you have the right bit, and you can reuse them. Factory service manual will actually tell you to dispose of them and get two new ones. They're very easily stripped. So take your time, decent pressure kind of forward on the head while you're loosening, that way it doesn't round it out. So I'm gonna go grab that bit. All right, so I got my T30 Torx security. Do not try to do this with just a normal T30. Difference is the hole in the bit, right? See that? There's a little dimple on the bolt. So you have to have this, otherwise you may get a little bit of a bite on there, but 9 out of 10 chances you're gonna strip it trying to remove it. All right, so when you're looking at your steering wheel, your left side is going to be a T30 Torx, but that is a security bit, which means there is a little kind of post in the middle of it. So you have to make sure you have the security socket that has the little hole there for the dimple to go into. You can probably get a little bit of just a standard T30 on it, maybe, but you're gonna be really close to like stripping it out. So I wouldn't even try it. If you don't have one, if you're watching this before you install it, please go get one. You can probably find them at most hardware stores. And then the other side is just a standard 10. It's only one. Here we go. And there we go. Bingo. All right, and then just a standard 10 mil for the other side. It's getting super tight, which the security screw that we removed on the other side did have a significant amount of blue Loctite on it. So if it gets a little tight, may not come out easy the whole way. It's probably due to all the Loctite that's in it from the factory. There it goes. Now it's loosening up. There we go. Oh, no, that was actually pulling some metal out. Hey, see that? Look at that. Collapsed some of the thread on there. That was weird, because it doesn't look like this has ever been removed. And from here, I should be able to pull the airbag out and disconnect the harnesses. Let's hope that we disconnected the battery all the way. You can use a screwdriver. I'm going to use a pocket knife and pop these little black clips up like that. There we go. Pop those up, and then they should just unplug like that. And then now, you look up YouTube videos on what you can do with old airbags. This is a little tool that'll help us later. Huh. Next, you're going to disconnect this little gray connector in there. I guess we can pull this little ground out of the way. All right, got my flathead. Gonna remove this connector, just like that. All right, so I got my big boy. I got my 19 mil. God, I love having the right tools for the right job. Set this big mamma jamma to the side. And now remove the wheel, which you can use a steering wheel puller. If you don't have one, it says grab the top and bottom, maybe left and right, and just kind of start working it off. Yeah, there it goes. Bingo. Slide the airbag wires through. Steering wheel removed. Don't turn that. That's your clock spring. Do not turn that while everything is off. Leave it in the position that you took the steering wheel off, and yeah, you don't want to break it. Now I guess we got to remove the control buttons. That way we can put them on the bracket, and then we can get rid of this wheel and start installing more parts. All right, now you're gonna take the hub. All right, so we are retaining these little buttons because we have the relocation bracket that will put them behind the new Nardi wheel. So there's 2 Phillips head screws, one there, one there. I'm just gonna set this guy here, grab my screwdriver, and you do need to retain the hardware. Okay, and then one on the other side. Doesn't really say. Oh, I see they're clipped on the side. Ah. There's 1, there's 2. Now you don't need a 1/2 inch impact to remove these Torx, but it helps. All right, so now this guy will pop out.
Those are some fancy springs.
And then what Doug was saying, probably that screw, this will come out, and he thinks that there's 1 more screw on the back side of this that is keeping this in place. So let me grab my screwdriver. Let's get that Phillips head out of there. No need to retain this because we're not reusing this wheel. Retain it if you're going to sell it or something. Get that guy out of there, and bingo. There's 2 screws. And then we will retain both screws for these controls. Glad I didn't pry on it too hard. And I guess you had to remove that inner bracket not only to get these off, but the wiring was also covered up. So now, how's this guy held in? Oh, 2 more screws, just kidding. Gotta take these 2 Phillips heads out. These can be thrown away. There we go. Look at that. There we go. And now this can all go back into a pile, and Max can do whatever he wants with it. All right, now that we got our controls off, we're going to make sure I got them orientated right. Yeah, we'll go like that. So I'm going to feed the connector through the hub, like so. I'm going to plug it into the clock spring. Try to move the clock spring as little as possible. Slide the hub on, like so. And we'll pull this wire out. We'll find out where that needs to go in a little bit. And now if you look in the center of the hub, there's a notch at the top just below the Z1 logo. And there is a notch on the steering column itself. You need to line those up before you put down the bolt. There we go, just like that. And then now we can put our OE nut back on. Don't forget your airbag connectors. There we go. Cool, so we got our ground wire. Our harness is plugged into the clock spring. We got all this. Now we can put the center nut back on. Dave, you're not gonna roast me in the edit, are you?
I've never roasted you in the edit.
Thanks. To our steering wheel control bracket. Oh, nope. Nope. Dave,
Oh, you blew it.
I forgot this.
You broke it.
I forgot the airbag connectors. Perfect, and we'll go from there. So it bolts to the hub, or it'll bolt in between the quick release and the hub, and then has this nifty little spot for those to sit, spots for the wires to go, all the good stuff. I know what you're thinking, Kyle. You're thinking I missed it.
Because you did.
All right, so now that we got the hub on, we give you 2 airbag resistors for both of these orange and yellow connectors. So what you're gonna do is just slide them into the connector like so. Push your black clip down, like so. Oh, sorry. It's gonna slide in and out regardless because these black clips keep it captive in the back of your factory airbag. So no worries there, press it down, slide these guys in. And then what you're gonna do is take some electrical tape, like I have right here, and we're just gonna tape it up around it, keep it captive, make sure those connections aren't exposed because you can see a little bit of the wire hanging out. And don't judge me on my taping job because I'm not the best. Really what I would like to do, if you guys are like really anal about this, would actually be slide some heat shrink on there, hit it like that. If you had some extra laying around in your garage. And then this is gonna be a little tricky because you have to make a 90-degree bend in it. So not gonna be the cleanest, but it'll get the job done. That's one down, and then when you're done with these, we're just gonna tuck them back into there. There we go. Cool. Electrical taped up, nice and snug in there. And then we can tuck these guys away. Cool. All right, on to the next step. Yep, green to little spade on the back, there, and then red to the button. Because this is too small to fit on there, and you can do either or here. So we can just change these around just to keep it black, but it really doesn't matter. It's just a signal, like it's just a ground, like it don't matter. Nardi wheel that we're gonna install has 1 for the horn button. So full disclaimer, once we go to do that button, it's gonna vary a little bit. This is gonna vary depending on what wheel you use. Some have 1 connector on the back, some horns have 2. We got you either way, but you may have to do a little custom work there. And we'll show you when we get there. But next we're gonna take this additional ground, and there's a hole on the back side of the hub right there. So I'm going to, oh, that little screw is like sealed in that tiny little package. And run him in like that, and we'll tighten him down. Do you have that little screwdriver? Thank you, sir. There we go. Thread that guy in. Tighten them up, and good to go. Yeah, so that guy right there. So now we have 2 wires coming out, right? Because on the back of our hub, we have 2 spade connectors there. So that's why that's there. Now that that's installed, I can tuck in the resistors for the airbag. And now we're at the point of this, but the back of the quick release goes with our relocation bracket. So we have our control bracket spacer, which are directional, and then our Phillips head screw. One more, and then we'll do the other side. It's good. And now we can do the other side like that and like that. So again, the spacer is directional. I'll get this one started, that way it stays. And then sweet. go. So now what you're gonna do, these two for the horn, the ground we added and the one that was already there, make sure they come through the middle, and you're going to tuck all these additional wires into your hub.
So actually, have them come through like this, and then this is just a mass until you get the thing. But actually,
Right.
this is pretty clean.
Yeah, I like it. Cool, so use your knee, flat piece of the back side of the quick release is towards the bottom, spade there, little spade there, and then now all will go inside. Like so. Boom. All right, now with it all held together, gonna feed these screws in. So just like anything when you're working on a car, put them in just kind of loose, just enough to hold it there, and then we'll tighten them all down at the same time to make sure they're all lined up appropriately. All right, so I got one here, again, just loose. So now I can just kind of run the rest in fairly loose, and then we'll tighten them all down at the end. Max, we did it. That's the bracket, half the quick release, and now we can keep going with the rest and get the wheel on. All right, so take the wheel, and we're gonna mount it to the quick release. Center that logo up, center this up. You don't have to do this in a car, you can do this at a table. Probably would be a little bit easier. And we'll get these started, and just like anything else, go around. All right, so it's on. I'm gonna tighten these guys down just by hand, and then we'll use a ratchet to snug them down 100%. So this Nardi wheel, you have to use the hardware that is provided with the wheel and not the hardware that came in our kit. Some will come with their own hardware. Some you'll have to use ours because hardware isn't provided. You're just gonna have to figure that out based off your situation. There's no way for us to make a kit that will solve everything, which kind of does because we give you the hardware just in case. If not, you may have to use hardware that came with your wheel. Cool. All right, so that's the quick release installed. And now this is specific to this steering wheel. It comes with this little ring, and there's two, you can see the recesses for the head of the bolts. Two of them have these little rubber isolators in it that I guess kind of slide over the heads, and that's what keeps it in place. And then 100% after that, the button is what will pop into this and then stay centered. Now, you just need to get if this works.
This is what you do if you only have one. Get yourself an engineer. This was the first time we tried to do this after. It was just, no, it was before. That's the thing.
All right, guys, so that's how easy it is to install a Z1 hub, control bracket, and quick release with a Nardi wheel on a 350Z. You just gotta get out of the way and let the owner of the car do it because Austin will screw it up every time. Hope you enjoyed the video. Be sure to like, subscribe, and comment on what how-to video you wanna see me screw up next. Yeah, look at that.
That's so smooth.